Okay, we're going to just demonstrate how we can use grading technique to create some more complex geometries. So we'll start off with a simple crate, and because this is going to be a little bit more complex, we will only do one face of the crate. We're going to have maybe a flat surface at the top, that's going to come up to there, and that rounds round to the corner. So that's what one face is going to look like. Maybe we'll curve that corner there as well. Okay, from there we can also then just extend those lines back. So this becomes our new crate. What you can do if you want, you can extend the original crate so that you have a face to draw on the back. Or if you feel a bit more confident, you can just ghost over that line that you created there and carry it over and continue it to the back edge there. So we're going to draw in the top part there, and maybe we want to put in maybe a little window here. Okay, and to show thickness, we'll want to draw a contour line there and along the bottom, so that shows that this surface is set back just a little bit. And then maybe from the top here, we're going to maybe put in a handle of some kind. So we're just going to take that geometry down, put it over to there, and so you see I'm just copying over the geometries from there. That line needs to be parallel to that one, and if that came to there, so we can copy that one there. Be the back end there. So maybe there's a cutaway there. Also maybe here we're going to have something sticking out, so we're going to use the grading technique again. Parallel, see all these lines are parallel, and that's going to come down here. Doesn't matter if the crate isn't perfect, like these lines are much longer than I need them to be. So on this surface here, and just fill in the back of that so it's a transparent box. Then we're going to copy this curve in the back there, and then we can extend that line there. Then also show some thickness. This material has thickness. You've got something as an attachment, so something you can fit inside there like that. So you can quite quickly build up more complex geometries just by creating. And just play around with the different forms by putting curves in here. Just reference off the lines that you've already drawn, and you can see that all my lines are quite light, and that means that I can go over the lines that I do want, pressing down more firmly, and then it means that I don't have to worry about going back and erasing anything. Just present it like that. A couple of things if we want to add more detail to our drawing. So if we look at this little detail here at the moment, this is very small. So what we might want to do is just draw a little box around that, and then draw another corresponding box. And link those two together. And then within this box here, then you can draw a larger view what exists in here. So we've got this coming down like that, and we'll extend that like that. And then and in the original we've got this little circular part here. And then in our enlarged view, we might be able to communicate that it has these little notches or grooves running down the length there, which might not be that clear from this drawing here. It doesn't matter, you can do it in a square, you can do it in circles, just as long as those two correspond to the other picture. Adding more information to our drawing, we might, instead of drawing an enlarged three-dimensional view of one particular feature, we might want to just zoom in and focus on just drawing what it looks like from the side. So we're focusing on that corner there, and now we can show that there's certain details such as that curve, how much it curves, which might not be clear from there. Then we can focus on communicating the fact that here these corners are curved as well. Let's move the paper around to make it easier for us. So we can add extra detail like that quite quickly. We're going to add some colour just to make this look a little bit more realistic. What's important when you're rendering, as it's called, when grown-ups colour stuff in, is that you have several sheets underneath, and that just softens your pencil mark. Make sure your pencil is sharp, and then in an area where you're not going to see, just create a nice little flat edge to your pencil. Then one tip is when you're rendering this surface here, you want to be, your pencil wants to be moving parallel to that line, okay? When you're rendering this surface, your pencil wants to be moving parallel to this line, okay? And the other trick is that it's more about what you don't add that makes it look good rather than what you do. So we focus on here, just keep on building up lightly. Okay, so here it might be darker, but then you're going to get a highlight here where the light is shining and kind of creating a little bit of a reflection. And it's going to get dark there. Okay, that's enough. You don't want to overwork it. This edge here is going to be dark, and here it's going to be a lot darker as well because not so much light's going to be getting into that area there. So you can start to build up quite realistic or three-dimensional forms through shading. One little thing here you might want to do is just kind of the top there, if you add in a darker line, maybe two, it helps to make it, helps to accentuate the highlight underneath it. Another thing we can do, so if we want to show different materials, so here we can see that this is quite, it's not shiny, but it's not a matte material either. This little panel here, if we want to show that that's a reflective material, say that this is a glass panel, then making sure that we've got the paper upright so we know that this is the vertical, we can put a couple of diagonal lines like that of varying lengths across the screen like that, and that will make that look more reflective.